Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Business Edition. We recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to join in the crazy fun on yourself when we talk about all sorts of weird and crazy and wild stuff in between all these news articles, or you can just catch these news articles. How boring. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk first about Mint Mobile is my affiliate link of the day. So I switched my devices from Verizon over to Mint Mobile because Verizon was going crazy. Their service went downhill. Their customer service went downhill. Just didn't feel like paying them over $65 a month is what I was paying for a basic plan over there. Switch over to Mint Mobile. They're going to save me about $500 this year. So tlm.li/mm will get you to my affiliate link there. You can get plans as low as $15 per month. You buy it 3 months at a time at least, so 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months at a time. The more you buy up front, the cheaper it becomes. So you can do an entire year of 3 gigs a month for $180, which is a really good price. It uses T-Mobile towers. I tested it on mine. I carried 2 identical phones around with me, my Verizon and a Mint Mobile test phone for 2 months before I made the switch. They worked just as well everywhere. In fact, the Mint Mobile phone worked a little bit better in most places I was at. So with that, let's jump on over to the corporatocracy news. All right, so once again, having an early Microsoft article. So the new Windows 10 start menu is going to be just as crappy as usual, but they're going to lack live tiles. You're like, they didn't like the live tiles. No, we didn't care about the live tiles. We hate the stupid new start menu. It sucks. Give us control over the thing. And I even looked into the video. It's like, because people are saying, no, you can get in there and you can change the things on that menu. No, you can't. You can do a couple tweaks to the menu. I can't get rid of the entire list of bloated crap that I do not want on my menu. I don't even want it on the computer. I don't want it at all. I will never use it. I will never access it. I want a clean menu that I can completely have only and exactly the things that I need. I can't do that with Windows 10. They're like, we've heard you. You don't like this. We're going to get rid of the live tiles. So what are you going to get? Well, it's just going to look like the live tiles, only they don't move anymore. So, better for you epileptics out there who don't like the constant shifting and moving of tiles and stuff like that. I actually thought the live tiles were an interesting thing. I just hated this crappy menu. The crappy menu is what needs fixed, Microsoft. Go back to the old style menu where I can literally go in there and customize every little tiny nuance of that menu, and I will be happy. So that's kind of it. But anyway, they are getting rid of the live tiles for static tiles, I guess. Microsoft, they are a post-sanity company. They're just crazy. All right, crazy FCC ruling here. FCC will now require anti-robot tech after the voluntary plan didn't work. How did the moron put this together? We're going to put through this really costly thing. It's going to be voluntary, though. It's going to be voluntary, guys. But everyone's going to take care of it because robocalls suck. And then, Agent Shut Your Pie Hole finally figures out that, the companies aren't going to go through the extra expense of deploying this software. So now they're going to talk about voting to make it mandatory for them to do. So, yeah, those of us that are going to be, getting all these things. Oh, God, it's another pithy law. I didn't even see this pithy law. The Traced Act. What's the Traced Act? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's see. Telephone Robocall Abuse Criminal Enforcement and Deterrence Act. Okay, here's a thought for you, government. All of these calls are not coming from the United States. You cannot figure it out by passing a United States law, unless your United States law is going to target the phone companies to tell them you have to stop processing overseas robocalls, for crying out loud. So yes, we do have the Trace Act, which doesn't do anything. Of these fake calls I've reported to the government, and they always respond back. They're very nice about getting back to you. We've looked into your complaint, and they're not in this country, so we really can't do anything about it. It's like, no kidding, you moron. I actually told you they weren't in the country. I went ahead and gave you every bit of information about them because I trolled them for an hour. It's very hard, by the way, speaking in my Indian accent without breaking for an entire hour. It was crazy. I did not expect this guy to figure it out. He must have been in his first day on the job, but I took him very good. And I recorded this whole hour-long phone conversation. I got this guy to give up basically everything about the deal, what they're doing. I passed it all over to the government, and they're like, we can't do anything. They're on cease. No kidding. I told you that. Did you not read the notes I gave you? You know, I got one scammer to call the police on himself. That was fun. But anyway, they're basically going to be now forcing people, the telecoms, to rule this out. Of course, it's just a vote to force them. It probably won't pass because, you know, Asia shut your pie hole is in the back hands, and it's like, Asia, this is going to cost us too much money. Any money this costs, you're not getting this month. People are like, maybe we won't pass this thing. Oh boy, Alibaba claims to have developed an AI that can identify the Kung flu infections with 96% accuracy. It can analyze CT scans in 20 seconds. All right, well, you know what? If this is true, let's deploy this thing all over the place for the social good, right? For the social good. So anyway, I'm not completely sure that's true or not, but they report that the diagnostics algorithm was developed by Alibaba's research institute, Damo Academy, which it established in 2017. It's been trained on more than 5,000 confirmed Kung flu cases and can identify differences in CT scans between patients infected with the Kung flu and those with ordinary viral pneumonia with 96% accuracy. AI could be especially helpful because the speeds it can make the diagnosis can complete the identification in 20 seconds, while a doctor will usually take between 5 and 20 minutes to analyze CT scans. They can sometimes include more than 300 images. So that's interesting. Maybe we will have some resolve from, of course, Alibaba. Do we want to trust it? There's the big governmental debate. It's an AI from China. Do we trust it? Do we not? Very interesting indeed. Oh boy. Well, on to a couple Apple stories. Apple simply cannot break up with China, so Wall Street Journal report argues. I wanted to go to the Wall Street Journal report, but paywalls. So I'm going to read your rehash stuff from Ars Technica instead. It's probably just as accurate, I guess. All right. Sources say it's not possible to replicate Chinese supply lines elsewhere. That's because nobody else is willing to work for peanuts while you're charging upscale prices for everything else. We talked about this, right? Having the China-based model, or for an extra $2,000 on top of your already extraordinarily pricey phone, you can have it manufactured by people who don't want to jump off your building, so you put safety nets around them. So yeah, the factory manufacturing of Apple, they've been looking at doing this, but they really haven't because it's going to cost them too much money. Surprise, surprise, surprise. The world's richest company does not want to ethically source their phones and devices. Of course, that would cause them to have to raise the prices. And who's going to pay $3,000 for a phone? I mean, really. Of course. Will. All right. So anyway, and just a final update story. So if you guys remember back, it was found out that Apple was indeed throttling their phones when new iOS versions came out to get the phones slowed down, to get people to upgrade their phones. They eventually went out and purchased some, basically made it quite a bit cheaper to upgrade the battery instead. Well, the lawsuit's in, and Apple has to pay $500 million to settle the lawsuit. And I actually think it was like each person was getting, $25 per phone. $25 per phone. All right. So I've just paid, what is it? Let's go back a couple generations of the phone. All right. I'm going to pay $600 for a phone. I'm going to use it for a year. Apple's going to throttle it, so it's crazy. I trade up my phone. I buy another phone now for $800, but hey, they were nice and gave me like a $300 credit. So a year later, I paid an extra $500 for a phone. All for them to do, they're going to pay me $25. Way to go, government. You showed Apple. What is that? 1 hour of sales revenue from Apple? It might actually tell me in this article here, but I don't know. So, yeah. So the judge is like, we're going to show you, Apple. You're going to pay a grand total of $500 million. Apple's like, all right. Oh, look, a penny. Here you go. It's the amount that Apple paid. So anyway, what's your thoughts on this story and the other stories? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to have a look at the links and the affiliate links that I have in the description here or over on the website, switchedtolinux.com/support. We will catch you next time.